globe, and we will be updating you on the latest here on the U.S.-Israel-Iran situation, as U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a short while ago that he has cancelled the strikes that he had planned for this Thursday evening against Iran, and that cancellation came, as Mr. Trump said, because according to the U.S. President, negotiations with Iran were brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and have been approved. Now, Iran has not responded yet to Mr. Trump's announcement, but Mr. Trump has said on Truth Social that discussions and final points have been in both concept and great detail approved by all parties involved, including the United States, Israel, and Saudi Arabia. And he also mentioned Egypt, Qatar, and other countries. Again, Iran has not yet responded, but Mr. Trump says that he believes that a deal will be signed or could be signed over the weekend, and that this could take place in Europe. That's the latest we have here. And to comment on the development and other developments related to the U.S.-Israel-Iran situation, we are delighted to have with us now live over the phone from Washington, D.C., Dr. Paul Davis, the professor at the Institute of World Politics. Dr. Davis, good evening, and thank you very much for joining us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you again.
Dr. Davis, so when was the last time we heard this? I mean, I think it was last week that we heard that a deal could be reached over the weekend, and we've heard it more than once. But what should make us believe that this time around this will be the time where you know, the deal will be reached?
Well, everybody wants it to be true to a degree, but everybody is very skeptical that it is actually going to happen. Particularly, as you said, Iran has not yet responded. Now, the other thing is we have no idea what the deal included, what's in it, so everybody's waiting to see what that is. And quite honestly, if you go back to the Truth Social posting and read the comments, many of the comments are, we don't want to make a deal, we want to go for a win. So this is very, very fluid right now as to exactly what it is and what's happening.
Yeah, especially that Mr. Trump a few days ago had said that he will declare, entre parenthèses, victory against Iran in a couple of weeks' time. So, I mean, how can we put these two together again?
We can't. I mean, again, this is the umpteenth time that we've heard that there's a deal. And quite honestly, there may have been an offer made to Trump, and Trump believes it. The problem is, who's it coming from? Is it coming from the RIGC? Is it coming from the civil authorities? Where is it being passed through Pakistan? You know, where is this coming from? So
now, we understand that according to Mr. Trump, that he said the highest level of leadership in Iran, and that would be assumingly the supreme leader.
Right, and nobody's actually heard from the supreme leader.
Right.
And what, when we say, he said that he's getting it from the highest authority, which authority? The RIGC or the civil authority?
Yeah.
They are separate. I mean, they keep trying to pretend that they have a high council and everybody's talking with one voice, but we know that's not true. So, you know, what has happened? We also know the RIGC Command and Control Center was devastated, so we don't know if there's anybody left in there. So, again, who are we talking? Let's wait to see what the deal looks like and who actually is responding, and let's wait to see what Iran has to say.
Right. A very fluid situation indeed, as you indicated. So let's try to recap, please, what happened in the past few days. I mean, we have been let's try to recap the 100-plus days. 39 days of intense American-Israeli strikes on Iran. Then a ceasefire. Then relative calm for some 60 days or so. And then just around when we hit the 100-day mark, you had that strike, the Iranian strike against Israel because of Israel's actions in Lebanon. And then Israel, all of this past week, I mean, the last developments here, as we hit the 100-day mark. Iran hits Israel because of Israel's aggression on Lebanon. Israel hits back. Everybody fears that the Iran-Israel situation could spiral out of control. Mr. Trump interferes and intervenes very quickly, calms things down, and asks both sides to, to calm it down. Then, and things do calm down. Then the Apache helicopter is downed. There are vague circumstances about the downing of that helicopter. America strikes Iran. Iran retaliates with some little skirmishes, little strikes here and there, and hits at the Arab Gulf countries again. Then Mr. Trump says that the strikes are done for now. That's it for this Wednesday, for this Tuesday. But 24 hours later, for some reason, Mr. Trump goes back and strikes Iran very hard. That's Wednesday. And he says if no deal is reached by Thursday, he will strike even harder. And then now he cancels the strikes because presumably, at least according to Mr. Trump, there is great progress towards a peace deal approved by everybody. I just made this recap because things are really confusing, and sometimes, we lose the ABC, we lose the basics when we get into details.
Right.
So tell us, sir, I mean, when did things really change? Why did Mr. Trump change his mind between Tuesday and Wednesday? What happened there? Why did Iran strike Israel? I mean, as if it chose, as if it was Iran's choice to break the stalemate, and so on.
Well, actually, if we go back and I'll put in a couple of different data points, Iran had struck in between, other countries. The attack on the Kuwaiti airport and some attacks on UAE.
Yes, and
attacks
Jordan.
on
Yeah.
shipping. So this is something we're going to. What I noticed a pattern of is that every single time we seem to get to near something that Trump said was an agreement, something blows up. And the last time was Iran attacking Israeli forces in Lebanon. It was right before another agreement was to be reached.
Right.
And then another wrench is thrown into the works. So, and then we start to get a little closer, and Trump calms everything down, and the next thing we know is that an American Apache helicopter is shot down during a barrage of fires coming out of Iran. By the way,
was it intentional? Do you think it was intentional? The Iranian downing, I mean, the downing of the American helicopter. Do you think it was an intentional move by Iran to break the stalemate, to try to do something and end the naval blockade, whatever?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen any of the battle damage assessments or the actual reporting on the attack. I think it's very difficult to believe that a drone accidentally flew into an Apache.
Right. Right.
It's in the middle of all the other attacks. Now, again, as I was saying, the other problem is now Iran is screaming, look how good we are, we're firing more missiles. And in that barrage, almost 100% of the Iranian missiles were shot down.
Right. Maybe, again, it's because of the internal divisions in Iran. I mean, maybe the so-called current leaders of Iran weren't approving of that, but it was some other small group here or there, or faction here or there. Is that a possibility?
Well, it is, and I think, again, if there was an analysis of the attack or there was some kind of intelligence, I think it's important to note that in this last batch of attacks, the main target was the IRGC Command and Control Center in Tehran. So, I mean, it's like, okay, IRGC is responsible for all this. Let's take them out, and let's just deal with the civilian government.
Okay, let's go back to the Iranian. Let's go back to the Iranian strike against Israel. Can't we say, or can we say, that Iran wanted to move things? Iran didn't like what's happening in Lebanon. Iran doesn't like the stalemate, so it wanted to move the ball back into the American-Israeli court. Can we say so?
Sure we can. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, Iran has never separated, and we talked about this last time, and Iran has never truly separated the Lebanese or the Hezbollah file from the overall, the general combat situation or what's going on. They have always been, Hezbollah is ours, and you can't attack Hezbollah. So, don't know what happens after that, why they decided all of a sudden. Were they losing Hezbollah? Were they terrified of losing Hezbollah? Or did they just want to throw a wrench into the works and stop any movement toward peace? It'll be interesting to see what happens the next couple of days.
Yeah, because basically what was happening in Lebanon last week was what's happening for 60-plus days before that, or 100 days. I mean, nothing changed.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So and demands haven't changed. The positions haven't changed. So where are we going?
Yeah.
And again, as I said, Iran hasn't responded to what Trump said. So I don't know where we really are.
And when this, again, going back to Mr. Trump's declaration of I'm going to declare a so-called victory in a couple of weeks' time, or in maximum 2 weeks, something like that. What do you think made him make this announcement? And did that mean that at the time he believed that there would be no deal, or that in America's, it is America's choice now to end this with a declaration of victory and no deal at all, because maybe this suits Israel more?
I think what the problem with Trump is that he is basically, he views the world through his own lens. He views the world through a Western lens. By all rights, and what we know from our own history, is if any country had been decimated as much as Iran has militarily, it should be over.
Right.
But this is Iran we're talking about.
Correct. Yeah. So, what do you think Israel wants? I mean, and what do you think the Arab Gulf states want? Between a peace deal or hitting Iran very hard and then declaring American victory, which suits Israel better, and which suits the Arab Gulf countries better?
Well, basically, and it's no question that Israel wants the Iranian regime gone.
Right.
And basically, from what we know, from what we've heard from the Arab Gulf countries, they want Iran gone. They basically, the best thing that can happen is that they're gone.
It doesn't seem likely.
They are bad for business.
That doesn't, the Iranian regime going away doesn't seem likely at all. They can be hit very hard. They can even lose more and lose 20 more years over the 20 years that they've already lost. But the Iranian regime going away seems to be a far-fetched possibility.
Well, again, it is, because it's going to have to be done by military force. And nobody, including the United States, wants to put boots on the ground to force that regime out.
Right.
And unless the people in Iran rise up, which is also a far-fetched, because basically the Iranian government has their boots on the neck of all Iranians. They can't move without being killed. So it's going to take a miracle, one way or the other. And the question is there going to become a breaking point? Is there going to become a breaking point with the the Iranian citizenry, that they're going to rise up? Is there going to be a breaking point with the Arab nations, that they're simply going to join in a coalition and work to get rid of the regime? Again, the regime is bad for the region. The regime is bad for continuity. The regime is bad for business, economics. It's bad for all the countries that want to move forward. And it's bad for even anybody dealing with the Palestinian question, because Iran does not want the Palestinian question resolved. Because as long as it's in flux, Iran is in power.
Yes. So let's presume, and that's the most likely scenario, that the Iranian regime stays in place. Can we say that Israel would rather have America hit Iran very, very hard and then declare victory, and that Arab Gulf states would rather have a comprehensive peace deal that takes its security concerns into consideration? Can we say so?
Well, what we can say is that we need to make sure that if the Iranian regime remains, that they are become toothless, that they have to be reduced militarily so they cannot threaten the region. As far as the Arab nations looking for a comprehensive solution, I think anybody that really has studied the situation, that knows Iran, knows that there is no comprehensive solution, at least in the long term. It would be a very short term until Iran builds itself back up. So this is what we're faced with. I mean, Iran is not going to. They'll sign any agreement you put in front of them if they think they can get away with it, and then they'll just move to returning to the status quo that we had in January.
Okay. And can we say that Mr. Trump is fed up and wants to get this thing behind him? If we combine his statements, once that says, I'm going to declare victory in less than 2 weeks' time. He said this a few days ago. The other one that talks about the peace deal over the weekend, and the peace deal will be very soon, and so on. And the other about striking Iran, maybe to force it to go back to the table. Can we say that the thing about I don't care about the time frame issue, and this could last for months, I'm just happy with the naval blockade, and so on. Can we put this aside and say that Mr. Trump really is fed up and wants to get this thing behind him?
Well, no, that's been from the very beginning. Trump wants the deal. He wants to put all this behind him and say, we did what we told we were going to do. We stopped Iran from becoming a nuclear power. We've defanged them, and we can move forward. None of which is going to be true unless, let's say, we get the enriched uranium out of there, that we have some way of controlling the ballistic missile as far as the ranges are concerned, and if we can actually get Iran to actively stop supporting its terrorist proxies. None of that looks very favorable right now, but that's the ideal.
Yeah. Whatever happened between Tuesday and Wednesday, Dr. Davis, and can we say that it's the Israeli element or the Israeli factor? Maybe when Mr. Trump intervened to stop the tit-for-tat between Iran and Israel, and when he talked again to the U.S. To the Israeli Prime Minister, he told him, okay, you sit down for this round. I'm going to take it, and I don't want you to get involved, and I'm going to finish this, and that's part of like an under-the-table agreement, undeclared agreement between Trump and Netanyahu. I mean, is that a possible theory?
Well, I think, again, we have to look at the fact that what Bibi probably told Trump is that I will stop doing what you don't want me to do as long as you can guarantee me that Israel will be safe.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we know that can't happen right now. As long as Tehran exists, as long as Hezbollah has weaponry, Israel is not safe. And at which point then Bibi's going to turn to Trump and say, if you can't guarantee me, I'm going to take care of Hezbollah.
Yeah, and the fact that it was obvious that Mr. Trump, wanted Netanyahu to be sidelined for this round against Iran is the fact that maybe what went between the two men is Mr. Trump maybe told Netanyahu, I'll let you do whatever you want in Lebanon, but you don't interfere with the Iran thing because I want a deal, or at least I want to declare victory, or I want to finish this job. Again, I'm just speculating that there might be some kind of unwritten agreement between the two.
My friend, all we can do is speculate.
Yeah.
We have no other information coming out of us. I mean, it's amazing to me that when I am in discussions with on news programs and others with people from Tehran,
yes,
either I hear Trump is under control of Netanyahu, and that's why there's no peace, and then I hear that Netanyahu cannot do anything like attack Lebanon without Trump's explicit permission. So, which way is it? Pick one.
But you have to admit that the developments, Dr. Davis, have made their case to confuse us. I mean, the developments are confusing. I remember very clearly when especially Mr. Trump's statements and positions. And I remember clearly when you told me more than once, we shouldn't take Mr. Trump literally, but we should take him seriously. And when I remembered your words, I just wanted to ask you, even before we called you here, I mean, seriously? I mean, really? I mean, yesterday was a few days ago was declaring victory, and then before that, a peace deal over the weekend, and then after that I'm going to strike today, and then the strikes will end, and then I'm going to strike tomorrow unless there is a deal. There is no deal, but there are no strikes, and then everything will occur over the weekend again. I mean, really? I mean, not even seriously, sir, sometimes.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. And
this is one of the problems. And every time Trump says it, he means it. We're going to bomb the crap out of Iran until they make a deal. Iran's ready to make a deal. Now we're going to stop attacking. Then Iran does something. No, we have to bomb Iran until they agree to everything we say. I mean,
every action has a reaction, of course. You know, equal in force and opposite in direction. That's in Newton's law, but in Trump's law, maybe it's a little bit different. But Dr. Davis, indeed, and I do also remember when you told me one day Mr. Trump will wake up in the morning and he will take a decision about Iran that many of us might have not guessed, and that would be the final decision. That could be here the declaration of victory. That could be whatever.
Yeah, that will be the final decision of the day.
Yeah. Speaking of decisions to be taken by Mr. Trump, and we're wrapping up here, but I really want to ask you, do you think Mr. Trump is going to attend another New York Knicks game in the NBA Finals? And of course, for our viewers who do not understand maybe the circumstances, I just want to explain that the New York Knicks, Trump's team, by the way, the team that he used to root for long before he was president, and he used to go to Madison Square Garden and root for, is in the finals of the NBA, and was leading against the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama by 2-0, and had won 13 straight games, something very close to an NBA record in the playoffs, before losing for the very first time in the presence of Mr. Trump in Game 3. And when Mr. Trump didn't attend Game 4, they won again, and they are now up 3-1 and 1 game away from winning their first championship in 50-plus years. And I would like to congratulate you beforehand, Dr. Davis, because I know you told us that you root for the Knicks in that final.
Yeah. Well, the next set of games is going to be in San Antonio.
Right.
And I don't think the president's going to go to San Antonio. And hopefully there's only one more game that's going to get played.
That's Game 6. So this is the question. So let's assume San Antonio wins Game 5, and it stands at 3-2. And Game 6 is the championship game if the Knicks win it at home.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay. But anyway, of course, everything is always decided on the basketball court, and nobody believes, by the way, in any things about, you know, jinx or curses or anything like that, really.
Well, there's a bunch of people that do. But
Sorry?
There's a bunch of people that do blame Trump.
Yeah, of course, he had nothing to do with it. Everybody knows that. But it was really interesting. And for the media, it is a story. I mean, you understand.
Yes.
For the media, it is a story. But anyway, great finals. And by the time we talk, by the way, the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup has started in Mexico, and it will start in the U.S. in a few hours' time, and then Canada. And we wish, of course, the three countries a successful World Cup hosting. Thank you again, as always, Dr. Paul Davis, the professor at the Institute of World Politics, for your time and your insight, and looking forward to talking to you soon, sir. Thank you very much. And dear viewers, please do stay with us. In some 6 minutes from now, we'll be back with a panorama of news looking at the latest in politics, business, and sports. So please don't go far.